Hi, I'm Mr. D, and welcome to Science That Doesn't Suck. When I was growing up in Tennessee, we used to go swimming in lakes and ponds and rivers all the time. And on a hot summer day, we'd be swimming along, kicking our legs, having a good old time, feeling nice and toasty in the top couple feet of water. And then, after you get tired, you let your body go vertical and then kick your legs slowly, treading water. And we noticed that from like our waist down, our body was a little bit chilly. And we always wondered why that was. Well, let me show you. This is called the hot and cold water box. So this plastic box here will hold water, and it's got a little wall in the middle dividing it into two halves. So in this side, I'm going to pour hot red food colored water, and in this side, I'm going to pour cold blue food colored water. See if I could do this without spilling it all. All right, and you notice the wall is keeping it from mixing. So let's see what happens when I pull the wall out. Now I'm going to put a white background behind it because this shows up better against white. So here we go. Pretty cool, huh? I find that so satisfying. Well, why doesn't the red hot water mix with the blue cold water? I mean, you'd think that since they're touching, that red and blue make purple and the whole thing should turn purple, but it doesn't. Well, think of it this way. The hot water on top has molecules that are moving really fast, they're banging into each other, spreading farther apart, so it's less dense. And the cold blue water below has molecules that are more tightly packed together, and it's more dense. So you can think of it like the hot water on top is lighter and the cold water on bottom is heavier. So they don't mix. So that explains why when we're swimming along, if we're in this top layer, we feel warm, but if you dip down into the lower layer, you feel cold. Now, what do you think will happen over time if we just let this sit here? Well, the only thing that's keeping the red and the blue apart is the temperature difference. So if that changes, they should mix, right? And that's exactly what happens. Over time, the hot water cools down and the cold water warms up. And they reach what we call thermal equilibrium. And then they're going to mix and the whole thing will turn purple. Pretty cool, right? So if you want to try this for yourself, you're going to need a plastic box like this. You can get it from any of those science supply companies like Flynn Scientific or Sergeant Welch. You'll need hot and cold water, red and blue food coloring, and 2 containers. A couple tips. Make sure that your little wall is firmly seated in here before you pour the water in, or it's going to mix and turn purple and mess it all up. And make sure that your waters are very different temperatures. The hot water needs to be really hot. I use boiling water. And the cold water needs to be really cold. I use ice water. Because if they're not very different in temperatures, then they're going to mix and you won't have the dramatic separation of the colors. So that's it, the hot and cold water box. If you like this, let me know. And if you got suggestions for improvement, let me know that too. So till next time, science rules.